This is also the first state visit from Oman to India in last 26 years. Today our relationship has evolved into a strategic partnership. His Majesty congratulated Prime Minister Modi for the success of India's G20 presidency. Both countries had also signed MOU, including in the field of information technology, cooperation in the field of culture, combating financial crimes, and of course establishment of a Hindi chair of ICCR in Oman. The Prime Minister has just concluded his talks with the head of the state of the Sultanate of Oman, His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, who is currently on a state visit to India. His Majesty is accompanied on this visit by a very high-level delegation comprising of his Deputy Prime Minister for Defence, 7 Cabinet Ministers and 3 Vice Ministers. As part of his state visit, His Majesty was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the Rashtrapati Bhavan earlier this morning, following which the talks which just concluded were held at Hereward House between Prime Minister and His Majesty. Talks were both in restricted format and in the delegation level format, and covered a wide range of areas of our bilateral cooperation, and which also reflected the multifaceted nature of India-Oman bilateral relationship. This is the first visit of Sultan Haitham to India as the Sultan of Oman. This is also the first state visit from Oman to India in last 26 years. The visit by His Majesty is also important as it follows Oman's very successful participation as a special guest country in the G20 during India's presidency, and their participation particularly at the summit of the G20 in September this year. Oman was one of the 9 countries invited by India as special guest, which itself reflects the importance and significance attached by Government of India to this relationship. India shares a special relationship with Oman, anchored in old history of contacts between our people. Today our relationship has evolved into a strategic partnership characterized by strong cooperation across a range of areas in diverse fields. India and Oman are partners for maritime security in the Western Indian Ocean. Both sides enjoy robust and multi-dimensional defense engagement. Oman is also host to large Indian diaspora. About 7 lakh Indians call Oman their home. The discussions between Prime Minister and His Majesty were comprehensive and constructive. They covered, as I said, entire range of our bilateral engagement, including maritime cooperation, trade and investment cooperation, cooperation in new areas including space, financial technology. They shared concern on the problems of terrorism. They also discussed possible elements of cooperation in the field of energy security, particularly green energy, as of course also the possibilities to further strengthen people-to-people ties, including through the popular game of cricket in both the countries. His Majesty congratulated Prime Minister Modi for the success of India's G20 presidency and conveyed his appreciation for the invitation extended to Oman and their participation as the special guest. The leaders also exchanged perspective on regional and international issues. In terms of significant outcomes from the discussion, first, the 2 leaders adopted India-Oman joint vision, a partnership for future. The joint vision basically envisages a path for our bilateral engagement, which is rooted in Oman Vision 2040, which is their national development blueprint. And two leaders adopted India-Oman joint vision, partnership for future. The joint vision basically envisages a path for our bilateral engagement, which is rooted in Oman Vision 2040, which is their national development blueprint under His Majesty Sultan Haitham, and India's development vision under Prime Minister's Amrit Kal vision. This vision document focuses building partnership between India and Oman in broadly 8 to 10 areas, which are, as I also mentioned a while earlier, area of maritime cooperation and connectivity, 2, energy security and green energy, in particular green hydrogen, 3, space, 4, digital payments, including other ecosystem industries of fintech, the full bucket of health, tourism and hospitality related partnership, disaster management featured very prominently in discussions between the Prime Minister and His Majesty, agriculture and food security, and of course cricket. Earlier, ahead of the visit, both countries had also signed MOU, including in the field of information technology, cooperation in the field of culture, combating financial crimes, and of course establishment of a Hindi chair of ICCR in Oman.